Rick Shiels is by far the most popular YouTuber on the planet with well over 2 million subscribers. And he puts out such incredible content. I mean, we're talking HD, 4K, drones in the sky, as good as Golf Channel or NBC Sports. So he must have an incredible team behind him. But one thing about Rick, if you watch him for any amount of time, you'll find yourself rooting for him. He seems like such a genuinely nice person who has such a passion for golf that you just want to see him succeed in everything he does. So when it comes to Rick's Break 75 series though, Rick hardly ever breaks 75, and sometimes the golf is just downright cringe. So right after this, let's take a look at his golf swing technically and see if there's anything we can pick out that may be able to help him go and succeed and break 75 every single time out, because everyone in the world is cheering for him to do this, aren't we? Stay tuned. Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com. I continue my journey to hit the ball longer and straighter from tee to green than I ever have before. I'd like to show you how to as well. And sometimes this means studying the swings of others. Right, so let's take a look at Rick's swing. He tends to have a very, very bad two-way miss. He can go from blocking it way right to hooking it way quick hooks to the left. He has almost no chance of ever breaking 75 because of how deep the trouble he gets in off the tee. Yeah, he's not so great with short irons either. He never really seems to hit it within 10 feet very often, 15 feet, and get looks at birdie. He's often, even when he does get the green light with an 8-iron and a 9-iron, he's usually 30, 40 feet or misses the green altogether. So there's got to be something going on with his swing that would be highly noticeable if we watch it in slow motion. Now, let's take a look in slow motion at one of these swings. Now, you see on the backswing, everything is going just fine, totally within good parameters. At the top of the swing, you can see that the face is very open. So what I would suspect is that Rick plays a very weak grip. In other words, he's got his left thumb maybe closer to 12 o'clock and his V's closer to his chin, a little bit more like a Hogan grip. That's what I would suspect, because he's not doing anything strange trying to roll the club face open. So I would suggest that his grip might be a little on the weaker side. Does that matter? No. But what it tells me is that he's probably scared of hooking it more than he is of blocking it to the right or pushing it to the right. And at least he's trying to get rid of one of the misses and have just the rightwards miss and less of the left. Other than that, he's in really great shape at the top of the swing. Now, the problem is in the start of the downswing, you're gonna see here that in just 1 or 2 clicks, this is 1 or 2 clicks of the camera, that his handle, while he's going from about this position here, this club handle is gonna work its way nearly dead vertically behind him like this. So straight down. And so at first you don't see the shaft shallowing, you see the shaft almost kind of staying a little bit steep. Now, this is where all the problem lies for Rick, is that the handle of the club starts down not on an arc, but too vertically. What happens from here is, well, we can't stay on this plane because we'll hit here. So the handle can't just stay vertical. At some point, it's got to reroute to get back to the ball again. So here he comes down. Now he's got to go out late, and he's got to go out hard to get back on a collision course with the ball. Then when this happens now, we're going out late, and we get the club really stuck in this position here with the butt of the club pointing well into right field. And so you can see his club head is quite a bit inside his hands here. Now, this is unfortunately more than just a path issue as far as club head's path. Yes, the club head path is excessively into out. That could be played with if the hand path was good. If the hand path was good, then he would be fine. However, you drop down this much, you're coming out late, and now all of a sudden you can't get the kick to square up the face. So what does Rick do? Like anybody would do, like a lot of my students would do. He's into out, and then he's going to turn the toe over quite radically, and the club is going to finish well above his left shoulder in the follow through. So it's too low early, it's too high in the follow through, and there is too much rolling of the toe through the impact zone. So when you have a swing like this, and you're in this position here, now this is often accompanied, and Rick is just another example of this, that usually there's some early extension incorporated into this as well. That makes it very easy. If you early extend and you still want to hit from the inside, this is what's going to happen first. Then we're here, we're standing up just a bit. Now, from here, the face is behind, the club head is behind. It's not kicking around to catch up or square up. So a foot from the ball, it's overly open. So if Rick mistimes the roll of his forearms and the toe, he's going to block it. Maybe he gets a little quick, or he's been burned by the right miss a couple times, and he will make sure he gets the face square and then some. So he's playing with a big timing issue. There's certain days where he can play 9 holes pretty good. You've seen this pattern in his videos where he goes out and has a nice start, or maybe he comes in with a nice finish after a terrible start. You can time this for a few holes or a few shots. Problem is that when you don't, the miss is just way too big from side to side. And so in order to get Rick to be super duper straight, because gosh, isn't he in a good position at the top? You'd think that nothing could go wrong from here, right? I would give him one of my most common, my most popular drills that I give my students. I would get him to fix his exit, which would be this. It would be simply lift the chair and throw the club around to the left, just like that, low and left with the exit. Now at first, because Rick has so much of this open to closed, he would probably start by hooking the first 10 very badly. He'd lift the chair okay, but he'd turn the toe over and he'd pull hook it. And he'd say, well, that doesn't work because it's not making my hook go away, it's just making me pull hook it even worse. Now my path is outside and I'm hooking it. But that's not true. Remember, Rick's path is excessively into out. So it would feel to him or to you doing this exercise that you're coming around and pulling it to left field. It does feel like that because you are throwing the club around in an arc to left field. But if you look at just the natural arc of a golf swing, comes in from the inside and returns back to the inside. But if you are crossing the line and finishing like that, absolutely, it might feel very strange. So now we got to get Rick to stop rotating the forearms so much. We've got to get the club face exiting. See that club face pointing back at the camera? We got to get that exit low left, and we're not going to let the forearm do this. We're still going to throw, but we're going to throw it with the forearm up. And so a small swing might feel something like this. And if you look back at that in slow motion, you can see that my exit is much more under my shoulder, even under my armpit a little bit, and the club face is coming open square to the arc instead of coming in open to the arc here, close to the arc here, which manifests in a follow through like Rick makes, which is above the shoulder and really toe flipped over. You're playing with fire, especially Rick's got pretty decent power. You figure his casual driver swings on the course are probably around 105, I would guess. He hits a good ball about 280. Don't think they get a ton of roll over there. It's probably softer than it is here, but that's pretty good power. It's enough to get you in trouble if you cannot control the club face. And some of the courses he plays over there, the rough is really rough. And so you gotta be straight. It's more like a target golf type of situation. So a lot of you out there, you fall into the same boat. You wanna get good control over your dispersion, try this exercise. It's lift the chair with the left butt cheek, throw the club around lower to the left, and keep the face of the club more square to the arc. Something like that. Maybe Rick will see this, maybe not, but if not, hopefully this exercise helps you a little bit with your golf swing. We're all rooting for Rick. We want to see Rick. Wouldn't it be great if he qualified for the British Open next year? Everybody wants to cheer for Rick. Seems like such a nice dude. All right, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I'm Steve, and as usual, I'll either see you in the next video or I'll see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.